and welcome to this 60-minute slow flow. We're going to start in our meditation seat, so if you want to go ahead and lay down, you can. We're going to be here for just a little bit. You can find this meditation on Insight Timer by Sarah Bolden. She's one of my favorites if you love this meditation. We are in our third week of Advent, and we're just talking about joy. So in this practice, I want you to think about what brings you joy. What brings me joy personally is going upside down. I love doing handstands and headstands and laughing. So just kind of meditate or marinate in this space as we focus on this idea of joy this week. So go ahead and come into your meditation seat. I always like to start with a meditation to just kind of slow down the mind and the body, especially in this Christmas season. We can tend to just get so busy with all the things that we're doing. So close your eyes and just begin to deepen your breath here. This is called Make It Sacred by Sarah Bolden. Nothing is for certain. It's all a mystery. Even the words I'm saying now are ideas, hopeful perspectives, comforting ideas that help us walk more sure-footed in the great mysterious journey. There's something I feel almost certain that is not just a hopeful thought, but a truth. It feels good and right to lift our faces to the sunrise. It feels good and right to be ultimately guided by our hearts. Something in all of us ignites when we live this way. I also know that love and attention flow to what we focus on. Our experience changes entirely based on what we zoom into. We shift from positivity to morbidity as often as we inhale and exhale. We are in flux trying to find certainty when there is an unknown. How can we quiet our incessant seeking? How can we quiet our qualling thoughts when we are living in such an inexplicable reality? My answer: make it sacred. If nothing is ever known to me, if I live and die never to actually hold anything for certain, I choose to make this journey of mine sacred. To make sacred means to live your life as an exquisite masterpiece. Each moment blessed with the capability of the divine doings in place of sacred hands, by use of attention, small prayers, and ceremony. You see that breath that comes and goes through your lungs without a thought? Hold it for a moment or two a day with a loving reverence for it arriving, for it coming and going every day that it does. Those eyes that open to see dawn breaking, make them sacred. Place your hands over them for a moment or two a day and say thank you for the gift they offer you. Realize for a moment or two a day that your life would not be the same without them. Your body that holds you upright and carries you from one thing to the next. Make it sacred. For a moment or two a day, hold your body gently and lovingly, making it known to yourself, to your arms, to your head, to your back. You are blessed to be held so unconditionally by its form. Those times when all feels impossible to love, where no joy can be found, where you can't muster one sincere care in your world, that too makes sacred. Light a candle, sit in the warmth of water. Take a moment or two to honor the desolation you feel trapped in. Admit, speak, say you don't feel capable of being here. Say the words and then let them go. Give them up to something outside of you. Make the process sacred. Take a moment or two to stop resisting and closing. Take a moment to ask that your walls be dropped, that your heart be uncovered. In you has joy awakening. Even if your experience to a higher place, it will lift you there too. Make all of your life sacred by bringing it into the divine space of sacred hands. Make your journey. This offering holds the potential to create beauty and acceptance of this life unfolding. With your eyes still closed, bring your hands onto your heart and just linger here for just a few more breaths. Just feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Just entering into this sacred space. And just truly being here with God. Can you let go of whatever you need to let go of? And then when you're ready, gently flutter your eyes open and make your way to your seat. If you're not already there, you can stay in hero's pose if you want, or you can just come into your cross-legged position. If you're cross-legged, make sure your sits bones are rooted into the mat. Maybe with your eyes still closed here, just kind of notice how you're arriving, however you're feeling, just notice it. I remember when I first started doing yoga, they would say that you came onto your mat every day different. And I didn't understand that. I was like, well, I'm always happy. But sometimes we're sad, and that's okay. And sometimes we are happy, and sometimes we're joyful, sometimes we're angry. Whatever it is, I want you to just feel whatever you're feeling and just give that over to God in this space, allowing your body to move. Just opening up that space in your body. So reach your palms high towards the sky, spread your fingers, inhaling, and then exhaling, bring your hands to heart center. Just kind of warming up the arms here, finding 2 more here. Big breath in. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Finding 1 more big breath in, spread your fingers, really root down into your sits bones, open up your heart. And then gently bring your hands to heart center. So beautiful. Just taking a pause. You can choose to just stay right here. Bring your right hand back behind you, your left hand to your right knee, and just come into a little twist. Just making sure you're in the right form here. See if you can really root down into those sits bones. Reach the crown of your head high. Roll that shoulder away from your ear. And then inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, twist. So maybe you're looking towards the side wall, or maybe if your flexibility allows, you're looking all the way over that right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, twist. And gently make your way over to the other side. No rush to get there. It's really warming up the body before we find our slow flow. Inhale, lengthening, reaching the crown of your head high as though a string is kind of pulling the crown of your head towards the sky, but you're still rooted into your sits bones. And then exhale, twist, really getting into those sticky spaces. Gently come back to center. And then just close your eyes and just breathe here, just kind of noticing. In yoga, they call it becoming the observer. Just kind of noticing how you're feeling, just becoming the observer here. Not really acting on anything, and just being here with God. Gently cross your ankles underneath you and make your way to your tabletop. Really getting into this slow flow here, and see if you can spread your fingers. So before we kind of move into our cat and cow, let's kind of find that right placement. So sometimes we just kind of like jump right into something and we don't really notice what's really going on, or even if we're doing it right. So spread your fingers out wide. Take your knees about hip width, and then just pause here. See if you can pull the pit of your belly in, and maybe just close your eyes, just hanging out here in your tabletop. Just finding a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, gently bring your gaze, so just your gaze towards the ceiling. So even if you can't look all the way up there, that's okay. And then when you're ready, pull your belly down towards the floor, if that feels okay on your low back. So coming into this cow pose. So see if you can really open up your throat. Getting into the belly, the low back. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your chin towards your chest. So don't arch your back up quite yet. So bringing that chin towards your chest, really getting into that neck, and then you can arch your back up high towards the sky. So this super like slow motion cat and cow. It's really expanding, opening those shoulder blades, breathing through that tension in your shoulders, spread your fingers. Soften your jaw. And then just move super slow through a few of these. So I always love to start with cat and cow because it kind of matches your breath with your movement. I just love cat and cow anyway. It just feels good. So see if you can just take a few breaths here. So I'm not you and I'm not there with you. So see if you can just close your eyes and move at your own pace. So I can tell you what to do and how to move, but it's your body. So see if you can just kind of move organically. Finding about 5 or 6 big breaths here, in and out. You choose to stay right here in your cat and cow if you'd like to. We're just kind of opening up that side body, root down into your right palm, extend your left leg long, coming into that side plank there. So reach your arm towards the front of your mat, really lengthening, getting into the side body. You can either close your eyes, look down at your right hand, or maybe even look all the way up towards the sky. And see if you can really lengthen. So flex your right foot, reach your right hand towards the front of your mat, really getting into that left side body there. Big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Finding joy in every pose today. So beautiful. And gently come back to table. So slow, no rush. We're moving super slow today. And then maybe just take that pause. So before I move to the other side, we're really taking a lot of time to notice here. So just notice, see how you're feeling. See how the left side may feel different than the right side. Breathing in and out. And then find that other side. So root down into your left palm. Bring that in the center of your mat. Spread your palm out wide. Bump your left foot off your mat just a tad. Coming onto that knee and extend that right leg long. Flex your right foot. Reach your right arm now towards the front of your mat. So you're really going to feel it in that right side body, that right hip a little bit. Opening up and letting the light in, letting the joy in. Just being here in this sacred space with God. Taking one more breath in. And then exhale, coming back to your table. So beautiful. So before we move into our flow, we're just gonna find breath of joy since we're talking about joy. So come onto your knees. You can choose to just stay right here on your knees, like seated in your hero's pose. Or you can come all the way up, kind of balancing on your knees here. If this is too much on your knees, you can go ahead and put a pillow or bolster or blanket underneath your knees if you don't have too much of a cushiony mat, especially if you're on a hard floor. So you wanna be careful with your knees there. So we've done this, it's been a while since we've done this one, but we've done it before if you've taken my classes. So reach your palms high towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Open up here. Open up the heart. Spread your fingers. And then wrap your arms around you as you breathe out. And then come all the way down. So you're kind of in this like restorative child's pose. You're just like holding yourself here, taking a breath in and out. We're just gonna find 2 more of those. So reach your palms up high, spread your fingers, big breath of joy. And then exhale, come back down. So beautiful. Just letting everything go, maybe even giving yourself a little hug. And then just find 1 more. Whenever you're ready, you can move with me. You're at your own pace. Big breath in. And then exhale, coming back down into your breath of joy. Slowly let go of this pose. Finding your child's pose. Take your knees out wide, walk your palms towards the top of your mat, and just bring your head down. Just taking that pause. John 15:11-15 says, I've told you these things for a purpose, that my joy might be your joy, and your joy wholly mature. This is my command, love one another the way I have loved you. This is the very best way to love. Put your life on the line for your friends. You are my friends when you do the things I command you. I'm no longer calling you servants, because servants don't understand what their master is thinking and planning. No, I've named you friends because I've let you in on everything I've heard from the Father. So may your joy be God's joy, wholly mature. You can choose to stay in your child's pose for as long as you would like to. You always have that option if you just want to stay right there. Or make your way to your first down dog. So reach your hips up high and kind of go wherever you need to. So once you start practicing yoga a little bit more, you're going to kind of find that natural organic movement. Maybe it's rocking side to side. Maybe it's pedaling at your knees. Whatever you need, just take that now. Maybe it's shaking your head, yes and no. Really spread your fingers out wide here. And then once you've gotten all the movement out of your body there, see if you can just find stillness. Finding joy here. Feeling joy, even if you don't feel very joyous. So just allow yourself to just breathe, noticing, coming into the mind or the breath, the body. Taking one more breath here, rooting down into your firm foundation. And then exhale, side out. Gently bring your gaze in between your hands and slowly walk all the way up, finding your forward fold. So take your feet hip width, bend your knees, and then just fold yourself right in half. Naturally, I want to kind of clench my jaw. So see if you can kind of let that go. So if you find yourself kind of clenching, see if you can even open your mouth, breathing in, and then maybe even sighing out. Finding one more big breath in, bending the knees a little bit deeper, and then exhale, let it go. Relaxing the whole body. Ground down into your feet, root to rise, reach your palms high, spread your fingers, maybe even add that back bend. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Pausing here for just a breath or two. And thinking about what brings you joy, like pure joy. Maybe it was from when you were a little girl. Maybe it's this moment right here. But whatever that thing is, I want you to think about that thing. Maybe practice more of that thing or do more of whatever comes to your mind here. And just allow your joy to be God's joy. Just find joy with Him in this Christmas season. Finding one more breath here. Exhale, side out. Bring your palms by your sides. Open your eyes and make sure you're in your mountain pose. So both feet are on 12 o'clock here. Lift and spread your toes. So making sure that you're not rooting your feet down. So we're going to find our flow. Goodness, my hair is like in my, I'm going to put it up really fast. So making sure both of your feet are on 12 o'clock here. Making sure you pull the pit of your belly in towards your belly button. So your pelvis, you're not sticking your bum out. You're kind of pulling that in. Roll your shoulders down your back. Spread your fingers. And then reach your palms back up high. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to find one more sun salutation A. So inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And then step your right foot back and then your left foot. Come all the way down onto your belly. Upward facing dog. See if you can really roll the shoulders back. Spread your fingers. Move through your table. Press into your palms. Peel your toes under. Downward facing dog. So you can go as fast or as slow as you'd like to go. Just going at your own pace. Maybe going along with me. Before we do, just take a pause here. So breathing in and out. Really letting everything go here. Reach your hips just a little bit higher. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. So bring your palms all the way up towards the top of your shins, making sure that back is straight. And then forward fold. Lift and spread your toes, root to rise, reach your palms high. Inhaling. And then exhale, forward fold. Just finding this flow. Halfway lift. And then let it go, finding that flow. So you can find child's pose or down dog, or maybe move through a flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Maybe coming up a little bit higher if it's okay on your low back. And then move through your table. Downward facing dog, so beautiful. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Maybe closing your eyes or bring your gaze in between your ankles. Just allowing yourself to be here. You can find child's pose at any time or gently bring your feet all the way up towards your hands. Bring your feet together, prepping for your chair pose. So sometimes we just kind of want to go right into our chair. But see if you can really set yourself up here. So your feet are together, your knees are together. Bend your knees, pull the pit of your belly in. And then once you come up, see if you can still see your toes. So your knees aren't too far over. So you want to make sure your feet are rooted into the mat. And you can still see your toes down there. So maybe just keep your hands on your hips, making sure you're pulling that pit of your belly in, or reach your palms up high. We're just going to be here for just a breath or two. This may be our only chair. I'm not really sure. Don't want to promise you anything. But if it is, let's pretend that it is our only chair, and let's make it our best chair ever. So reach your palms up high, and then deepen the bend in your knees. So really see if you can get into the legs here. Breathing in and breathing out. Roll the shoulders down your back without sticking out your bum. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, deepening the bend in your knees just a little bit more. And then exhale, forward fold. So beautiful. Halfway lift. And then find your flow. Step your right foot and your left. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, maybe even sighing it out. Downward facing dog. So beautiful. Breathing in and out. Just taking that pause. Bring both of your feet together. Raise your right leg high. So coming into your three-legged dog, square your hips towards the mat. Flex your right foot. Spread your fingers. And then step that right foot in between your hands, coming into a low lunge. So you can stay high if you want. I'm going to bring my knee down. So coming into that low lunge, you want to stay high to add a little bit of power to this class. You are more than welcome to. Reach your palms up high. Just taking this pause, hips are square. So two options here. You can really get into the hips and hinge, bring your hips a little bit closer towards the floor, or if you want a little bit less, like you don't want to take this too intense, you're just kind of going a little lighter today, walk that heel a little bit closer towards your left knee and just kind of find where your knee is just over your ankle and you're not really pressing your hips a little bit further closer towards the mat. So you can go to wherever you'd like to here. We're just gonna find one little angel wing. So open up your palms, spread your palms out wide, and then bring your elbows by your sides, coming into those 90-degree angles. But instead of kind of like arching the back too much, see if you can kind of open up your heart. So reach your heart towards the sky here, getting into that chest. Inhale. And then exhale, reach it back up. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring that back toe and come into that high lunge. So you're coming up higher now. Knee over your ankle. And then come into your warrior 1. So blade the back foot onto the mat there. Reach your palms up high. So you have the option to stay right here. We're going to just get into our shoulders just a little bit and find Humble Warrior. So maybe choosing to stay right here in your Warrior 1, hips are square, or interlace your palms behind you and then just come into the inside of that right leg, coming into your Humble Warrior. So your knees over your ankle here. Really feeling it in the shoulders and that right thigh. Breathing in and out. Finding one more breath here. And then exhale, slowly rise, coming back to your Warrior 1. Hands to prayer center, Warrior 2. Reach your palms out on either side of you. Make sure your hips are right over, or your shoulders are right over your hips. And even if you get a touch, make sure they're kind of aligned there, you can. Deepen the bend in your right knee. Big breath in. Exhale, flip your right palm, Peace Warrior. Breathing into that side body. Deepen the bend in your right knee. One more breath here. And then exhale, windmill your palms on the inside of your right leg, coming into your lizard. So bring that left knee down. We're just going to hold this for just a few breaths. So especially if your breath, it's been harder to breathe or your heart rate's up a little bit, see if you can just breathe. Breathing into that right hip, that right thigh. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Finding joy in every single pose today. Breathing in and breathing out. Finding one more breath here. And then exhale, simply step your right foot back, finding that flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Breathing into the low back. Exhale, downward facing dog. So beautiful. Breathing in and out. Taking child's pose if you need it before we move on to the other side. So just like we've been doing for this class, I want you to just notice. So just noticing how you're feeling, what's coming up. Maybe noticing the right side is different than the left side. And while you're here, allow Psalm 33:20-22 wash over you. We're depending on God. He's everything we need. What's more, our hearts brim with joy since we've taken for our own his holy name. Love us, God, with all you've got. That's what we're depending on. So in this season, are you allowing your heart to brim with joy? No matter what your circumstances may be. Just being here with God in this sacred space. Finding one more big expansive breath here. And then open the mouth and sigh it out. We're just going to flow onto the other side. Last little flow here. We're going to find some balancing and then we're going to make our way to the floor. So go ahead and come back into your down dog if you're not already there. Spread your fingers, lift and spread your toes. Big breath in. Exhale, side out. Bring your feet together. Raise your left leg high, pausing in your three-legged dog. So flex your left foot. Hips are square. And then step your left foot in between your hands, coming into that low lunge. So just finding that little flow on the other side. So coming into that lunge here, same thing here. So you can go ahead and kind of press your hips a little bit closer towards the mat here, or you can walk your heel closer to that knee if you don't want as much here. So just kind of listening to your body. Going to wherever you need to, finding one little angel wing. So open up your palms, spread your fingers. Your elbows are at 90 degrees. And instead of kind of like bending down, so you're kind of like getting into that low back. See if you can really get into the heart here. So kind of reach your heart towards the sky. Maybe your gaze is there too. Big breath in, spread your fingers. And then exhale, reach it back up. Peel your toes under, come into that high lunge. And then bring that back foot down, coming into your warrior one. Pull the pit of your belly in. Maybe staying right here, lift and spread those toes. Or interlace your palms the opposite way, the way that feels weird. And then just come into that humble warrior. So kind of hinging right on the inside of that left leg here. Deepen the bend in your left knee. Soften your face and your forehead. Big breath in. And then exhale, slowly rise, meeting in your warrior one. Hands to prayer center. Warrior two, super slow, no rush. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, looking out over that left hand. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior. Finding joy in every single pose today. Deepen the bend in your left knee, breathing into that left side body, inhaling. And then exhale, windmill your palms, the inside of that left foot, coming into your lizard. So you can go ahead and grab a block or come down into your elbows if your flexibility allows. And just take a few breaths here. Maybe even closing the eyes and really deepening the breath. Finding one more big breath here, in through the nose. And maybe exhale, side out. Stepping that left foot back, and then finding your flow here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Glue your elbows by your sides. Spread your fingers, moving through your table, downward facing dog. So beautiful. So just taking that pause here once more. Letting your joy be God's joy. Finding child's pose if you would like to. We're just going to find a little bit of balancing on each side. So going to wherever you need to here. Whenever you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground down into your feet, root to rise, reaching your palms high. Spread your fingers. And then just bring your hands back to heart center. Maybe even close your eyes. Just breathe deeply here, in and out. Coming into this safe and sacred space. You can choose to just kind of linger in your mountain pose, or if you want to find some balancing, if you have a block close by, you can go ahead and grab that. And then go ahead and root down into your right foot. Bring your knee in towards your chest and just give it a squeeze. So if you need to find a wall or a chair, you can go ahead and get close to one if you kind of are practicing some balance. But if you're just kind of balancing on that right foot, make sure you're not clenching your toes into the mat. So you're really lifting and spreading your toes and grounding down in all four corners of your right foot. You can choose to stay here, or you can go ahead and take that knee and just kind of open it out towards the left side. Maybe even opening out that left knee just a little bit. If you want to kind of use some balance here, maybe extending that right arm. So just kind of see what that feels like to get into that left hip. Inhaling and exhaling. Lift your toes on your right foot. Maybe stare at one spot that's not moving. We're in this together. And balancing can be fun. So like we take balancing, at least I used to, so serious. Bring your knee back and toward your chest. Give it a little squeeze. But we can find it to be joyous. Not so serious. Extend that left leg long, coming into your airplane. Hips are square. Flex your left foot. Bend that knee just a tad. You can go ahead and grab your blocks if you kind of need some props here to elevate the floor a little bit closer to you. Or you can bring your palms by your sides. Flex your left foot. Maybe reach that heel a little bit higher. Spread your fingers. Inhale. And then as you exhale, coming into that half moon. So bring your right hand to your block. Your left hand towards your left hip. So making sure those hips are square. So maybe you're staying right here. Keep that right foot on 12 o'clock. So see if you can really come into that alignment there. And if you fall over, just get back up and try again. Maybe reach your left hand high. If you want to add a little bit of balance here, spread your fingers, flex your left foot. You're doing great. And if you want to add just a little bit more on, just because I love the name of this pose, because it fits the season, you can go back and hold on to that left ankle, flex your left foot, coming into candy cane. So personally, I fall over if I try to look up, so I'm just going to look down. Breathing in, getting into that left hip. One more breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. So beautiful. Just letting your head hang, breathing into that low back. Maybe bend the knees a little bit more here. And then find that flow on the other side. So last little bit here. Reach your palms high towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. So coming back to that joyous place. Coming back to the sacred, safe space. Just being here with God, noticing your breath. And then when you're ready, just make your way over to the other side. So rooting down into your left foot, bring your right knee in towards your chest. So maybe you're staying here, and that's okay. So going to wherever you need to here, using any props that you need, they're there to help you. Or maybe extend your left arm out long, bring your right knee over towards the right side, coming into that little hip opener here. Flex your right foot. Staring at one spot in front of you. That's not moving. Big breath in. Let it go. Come back to center. Maybe even adding a smile. I always tend to make balancing poses so serious, but see if we can just have fun here. So extend that right leg back. Maybe you're newer to yoga and you haven't gotten this balancing down yet, and that's okay too. Just honor wherever you are. Hips are square. Maybe use those blocks to kind of help you here. Left foot's on 12 o'clock. Big breath in. Exhale, coming into your half moon. Right hand to right hip. Left foot stays on 12 o'clock. Maybe grab your block on your left hand. To have more stability, look down. If you want to add a little bit more balance, reach your palm up high towards the sky. Reach your gaze up there too, maybe. Spread your toes, spread your fingers. Fullest expression here. Maybe even adding candy cane. Reaching back for that right ankle, flex your right foot. You're doing great. One more big breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. Absolutely lovely. Coming into that forward fold. Maybe take your feet about hip width, middle finger and pointer finger wrap around your big toes. Kind of adding a little bit more onto this forward fold here and letting it all go. Breathing in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Maybe shaking your head yes and no. Finding one more breath in. Let it go. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Letting everything go here. Breathing in and out. Finding one more big expansive breath in your down dog. And then exhale, coming back onto your knees. Back onto hero's pose. back to our breath of joy. So before we enter into our breath of joy, just take a pause here. Place your hands on your heart and close your eyes. Famous verse, Luke 15:4-7 says, suppose one of you had 100 sheep and lost one. Wouldn't you leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until you found it? When found, you can be sure you would put it across your shoulders, rejoicing. And when you got home, call in your friends and neighbors, saying, celebrate with me. I found my lost sheep. Count on it. There's more joy in heaven over one sinner rescues life than over 99 good people in no need of rescue. So allowing this joy to just be with you as we go after that one lost sheep. Allowing this joy to be with you in this Advent season. You can choose to stay right here with your hands on your heart, or just find one more little breath of joy. Well, three more, but it's a little flow we have here. So reach your palms up high, spread your fingers, big breath in. And then exhale, wrap your arms around you. Bring your head all the way down onto a block or to the mat. Just taking that pause. Finding two more. Inhaling, reaching up, spread your fingers, open up here. And then exhale, wrap your arms around you. Giving yourself that hug. One more here. Big breath in. Biggest one yet. Maybe even taking that pause. And then exhale, let it go. Slowly rise, coming onto your seat, extending your legs out wide here. Well, let's take one leg out. So extend your, whatever leg you have, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to do the other side. So I'm going to extend my left leg. You can do that if you want, or you can go to the other side if you want to. So extend your left leg out long. So we're going to find this wide-legged seated single leg extension. So if you prefer, you can just hinge right over that left leg. Or you can try something a little bit different. Bring your left hand next to your calf and then reach that right arm up and over, just hinging over that left leg with like your side body. So you're really getting into that right side body. Flex your left foot. Feel your heart towards the sky. Big breath in. And then exhale, maybe coming into that, you may be staying right there, coming into your side plank. So root down back onto that left or that right knee and extend that left arm towards the front of your mat, extending that left leg long, breathing into that left side body now. Big breath in. And then exhale, coming back into your seat, extending your left leg long. So just taking a pause here. Maybe close your eyes. Finding joy in every pose today. And then when you're ready, just make your way over to the other side. So extending that right leg or the other leg out. Bending that left knee. Flex your right foot, root down into your sits bones. Bring your right hand down towards your side and then swirl that left arm up and over. Or if you're on the other side, that's okay too. As long as you do the other side. Breathing into that left side body, flex your left foot or your right foot, inhaling. And then exhale, maybe staying right there, bring your left hand down, extend your right leg long, come onto that knee, and coming into that side plank on the other side. So breathing into that right side body now. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, slowly come back down onto your seat. Just taking that pause. Slowly extend that left leg out long. So coming into that wide-legged forward, wide-legged seated forward. We're all kinds of places. Let's see, wide-legged seated forward fold. So extend your feet. You can either take your legs out wide like mine, or you can bring them closer together. Wherever you are, see if you can flex your feet towards the sky and see if you can really roll those thighs, those legs out. So instead of coming in, like this is more comfortable for me actually, but see if you can really challenge yourself to face your feet towards the sky and kind of roll those legs outward. You can choose to stay here, or you can just hinge right over your hips. So making sure you really pull the pit of your belly in. So naturally you kind of want to like hinge over. See if you can really pull that pit of your belly in towards your belly button, then just hinge over your hips. Flex your feet. We're gonna be here for about 10 breaths or so. So see if you can just breathe into that tension. If you wanna take this a little bit deeper, you can find frog pose. So coming onto your knees now, if you wanna take it a little bit deeper, take your knees as wide as you can here. Flex your feet. You can press your feet up against the wall if you have one behind you. So making sure your hips are in line with your knees are stacked over your ankles, and your feet are flexed. And then you can come down onto your elbows here. If you have a bolster, you can go ahead and plop right down onto that if that's more comfortable for you. And I just want you to practice breathing through the tension. So this might not be the most joyous, most comfortable pose, but what I love about yoga is it kind of teaches us to breathe through the tension, to find the joy, even if it doesn't feel good or feel like we want it to. So wherever you are, just find a few more breaths here in stillness and silence. I need just a few more breaths wherever you are. Notice if your mind starts to drift, and just come back to your breath again and again. Soften your face and your forehead, especially your jaw. Just find one more big, expansive breath in. And then exhale and sigh it out. Whenever you're ready, gently bring your knees together if you're in your frog pose. Or if you're seated, just bring your legs together, leaning into our forward fold. So no rush to get there, super slow. Extend your legs out long, flex your feet, root your sits bones into the mat. Maybe grab 2 blocks if you want to prop them right next to your knees there. Maybe take your palms and face them up towards the sky on your blocks. Coming into this surrendering pose, perhaps hinging over your hips. Maintaining that straight spine, inhaling, lengthening the crown of your head high. And then exhale, hinge over your hips, letting go. Relaxing the whole body. When you're ready, gently rise, bring the palms of your feet onto the mat, holding onto underneath your thighs, and then make your way all the way onto your back. Finding your figure 4 pose, flex your right foot and bring your ankle toward your knee. If you want to find half pigeon, you can. We won't be here too long. And then just kind of find whatever variation feels good to you. So if you want to take a bind and releasing, holding onto that left thigh, you can. If you want to just find stillness, I always like to rock side to side. So just kind of find what feels good for you. And just find a few breaths here, in and out. Gently make your way over to that other side whenever you're ready. Either figure 4 or half pigeon on the left side, keeping that left foot flexed. If you're on your back, maybe facing your palms towards the sky. Letting everything go. Finding one more breath in. Let it go. Slowly make your way onto your back if you're not already there. Knees facing the sky. Palms facing the sky. Just allow this verse to wash over you just one more time before we find our Shavasana. Psalm 33, 20 to 22. We're depending on God. He's everything we need. What's more, our hearts brim with a joy since we've taken for our own his holy name. Love us, God, with all you've got. That's what we're depending on. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Maybe give yourself a little squeeze here. Hold on to the outsides of your feet, the tops of your feet from the outside there, and find your happy baby. I always like to rock side to side. So maybe finding stillness or rocking side to side, pressing your whole back into the mat. Inhale and exhale. Maybe extend your legs out long towards the sky, coming into your waterfall pose, just letting your legs hang. Palms facing the sky. Letting everything go here. In your hearts, brim with joy this holiday season. Coming into this space with God, feeling joy and love and peace, hope. When you're ready, bring your knees in toward your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, squeezing in as tight as you can. Big breath in. And then exhale, extend your legs out long. Taking up as much space as you would like to. Face your palms towards the sky. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Finding one more breath here. Side out. Shavasana. Zoom all the way into your breath. Feel the soft sensation of it moving through your nostrils and landing on your chest. Nothing is for certain, but something has been given to you. Life. If you believe in anything, let it be in joy. Let it be in your potency and your grandeur, in your heart. Take a deep breath and let it lift you above any weight that may be gripping you. Allow your breath to lift you into your freedom. Once you have recognized that freedom, say thank you to whatever it is that has given you this tremendous gift of life. Say thank you for all that lives already within you. Say thank you for the mystery, for it is pregnant to unlimited wealth and wonder. Take a moment or two now to choose to see your life as sacred, your hands as sacred. This moment is sacred. It will leave you above your restricted beliefs. It will lift you to a heightened state of being if you allow it. You choose to make it sacred. Nothing is for certain, but I know it feels good and right to follow my heart, to lift my face to the break of dawn. By making my daily doing sacred, I'm focusing my life, molding my life with my sacred hands. It feels right and good to surrender that which I cannot control, to pray to help for rising above my fears. At least I will believe that I am being held by unseen forces. At least I will be molding my life with my sacred hands. Begin to deepen your breath, just feeling the rise and fall of your chest. Maybe choosing to linger here for as long as you would like to. Or roll over to one side, coming into that little hug once more. Bring your knees in toward your chest. Thanking God for all the blessings, the sacred space, the season of Advent, coming of Christ. And thanking God for joy, for the joy he gives us every single day. Thank yourself for showing up, giving yourself a little hug, showing some self-love here, and then make your way to your seat. Bring your hands on your heart, or your shoulders down your back. Keep your eyes closed. Finding one more breath together, inhaling and exhaling, sighing it out. Thank you, God, for loving us. Thank you for giving us joy. Help us to see that joy today, this week, this season, and help us to just be more like you. May our hearts brim with joy. Thank you for loving us. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope this class blessed you. I love talking about joy. It's so fun. I hope to see you soon in class, and I'm so glad you were here.